Hey everyone, welcome to the Tellor Community Call, November 30th, 2021. Super crazy exciting week. So this is TellorX week. Yeah, so that's basically it. That's the call. Well, it's super exciting. We're kind of just all hands on deck. So later today, we're going to be pushing out the new website. So we'll probably send it out to our Discord a little bit hopefully later today, and you guys can try and break it and yell at us. Basically because tomorrow TellorX goes live and we'll be announcing it on Twitter and everything, and we want to make sure that the website doesn't break. So yeah, it should be nice and pretty. Let us know what you think whenever you do see it. As far as timelines go, we'll be tallying the votes. So we had no negative votes, so the vote will pass. That's in like an hour and a half. So I think like 1:35 Eastern time is actually whenever we're allowed to do it. And then 24 hours from then, we'll be running Upgrade Teller, kicking everything off. And we should just be rolling. It should be seamless. Hopefully you guys don't notice any difference right away. Any users or anything. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities. That's kind of the timeline on it. As far as what you guys as a community can do, like I said, we'll pass out the website. You guys can test it out. Let us know what you think. If you find if links are broken, spelling errors, shoot us a message. We'll fix them. Whenever TellorX does go live, then it's just going to be like a hopefully fireworks go off on Twitter and on Discord. And you guys go tell all your friends and your friends' friends, and it just make a big deal about it. It's a super big deal getting this thing through. So just help us. We're going to tweet out a lot. We're going to push out some articles. We're going to push out what else? Other infographics, XYZ, and yeah. So from you guys as a community, this is a great time to introduce people to Tellor, to go tell them like why it's exciting and why it makes Tellor a little bit better. And yeah, and then from there, tomorrow we'll be pushing live into AmpleForth. So that's whenever they're going to run the function to make us live. TellorX will be reporting live to Ample, and that should work just fine as well. So yeah, we're super excited. A lot of really exciting things going on this week, and we're just trying to make sure that everything goes as planned. We don't miss any deadlines, and don't leave anything hanging. So that should be it. Ryan, how about you guys on the biz dev side?
Yeah, so we're currently just hunkering down, making sure Josh and Ben have been hunkering down and getting their feet wet and just trying to make sure this website's ready to go in the next couple days. So shout out to Josh and Ben for that. I know you guys are really slaving away on that. And then also Spuddy and I are working on getting just tutorials out for being a reporter. So we're going to actually change that mining channel to the reporter channel. And that's going to be kind of the educational, just town hall, if you will, for learning how to, be a reporter yourself. So any questions, we want to make that an active conversation, and that channel will be the best place to go. We're also working on educational content for that. We're just still kind of working out the kinks for what the best way to approach that would be. So also, that's an open conversation. So we want you guys to be trying that out as well, so that you can provide some good input on how that's going to be presented. It's also Art Basel week here in Miami. So there's just a lot of events that are not necessarily Basel related. There's just a lot of crypto people down here. So I'm going to be walking around and shouting the Teller name.
Cool. Yeah. Are you actually going to the conference?
No, I didn't It's like it's in the basketball arena. It's just there's like the actual Basel event is that's open to the public. I'll probably show up to a couple of those, but yeah, I don't really feel like going to the NFT show hall.
Come on, man. I think what the the mayor just announced he's going to be taking half of his paychecks in Bitcoin and the other half in Algorand.
Really?
Yeah. So I wonder how much of a bonus they had to give him to do that. Picking Algorand's a weird choice, but we like Algorand, so it's cool.
You do.
Yeah. Anyway, any questions today?
Yes. Any plans on making YouTube educational content on things such as how to be a Tellor reporter and other things that can be done with Tellor by TRB holders? This can promote Tellor and also educate people while making it easier for people to become a reporter. Thanks. Totally agree. Yeah, just touched on it a little bit, but Spuddy's working on some good content in terms of tutorial. Owen himself, who's been making PyTelliot with ClamDad, they've been doing a really good job of just kind of like allowing us to go through and test it and see what makes sense and what doesn't. So we're kind of going through this together, and we're going to open this up to you guys as well. So as I mentioned, the mining channel in Discord is going to become the reporter channel. We want to make that like an open kind of schoolhouse for, what's working, what's not, and how to make it better. And so
then I'll also have a really, really basic video done today. It's just going to be like how to install PyTelliot and how to submit a value. That's basically it. And then there's a lot to learn. And there's a lot that when you report to the Tellor Oracle, there's a lot of stuff that you learn as you go, and it's really hard to teach it. So we'll do the best we can and just answer questions as they come up.
Next question is, after the official presentation of TellorX, when is the price expected to rise?
Should just be a few seconds, I think.
It's programmed.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
The official answer is we officially don't know. We cannot predict that.
Yeah.
What about Tellor partners?
Not really our thing. I mean, yeah, like, if you guys are new here to the Tellor thing, we've never really been big on the whole crypto partner thing. It's just really meaningless in a lot of ways. Kind of from an early standpoint, like early on in Tellor's life cycle, like people come to you and they're like, oh, can you be a partner with us? And almost always that means, can you put out a press release and then never talk to us again? And that's like, you just see it happen time and time again. There's these partners. We want actual users. We want people using us. Same with like Ethereum doesn't have projects that partner with Ethereum. You don't put out a press release that you're on Ethereum. You just use it. And that's what we want to be in crypto. We don't want to get into the whole partnership game. We want to get real users, and like AmpleForth coming live tomorrow. So it's a good one.
What do you guys think about games on Tellor? NFT, staking pools, prediction markets, etc.
Yeah, super cool. I think we're going to work next. I think a lot of people know our next plans are going to be to put Tellor on different chains. And I think once you put Tellor on different chains, it opens up a lot of these sort of softer cases for building some fun things over there. So we can build prediction markets, sports betting. You can build whether it's NFT platforms or something like that. You can do a lot with Tellor. And once you can make it like a little bit cheaper, I think then you'll start seeing a lot of this experimentation go on. So looking forward to it.
Why supply increased over 40% in 5 months, and how much supply will increase after TellorX? We holding and price down and market cap up.
price increased by 40%. I think so. Like we had some issues early on with the migrations. You know, like it really messed up our whole total supply chart because like you were on the old one, and then when we migrated, it went to 0, and then relied people to migrate. So like it looked like, of course, all those tokens were in existence, but it looked like the supply started at 0 and then had to jump up really quick. It's like, no, it didn't triple in that time frame. It was actually starting here. And so like it really made a lot of the time series analysis really hard to kind of pinpoint. But that said, with TellorX, the inflation rates for the TRB coin is going down by a lot. So I think it's going down by like, was it like 4/5 or something like that? As far as what we're printing out and giving to miners every block. So that's super exciting.
Hey guys, will Teller team start pushing marketing with the outcoming TellorX?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, Ryan, you guys are doing that. Maybe you guys have something to say on it. You know, it's I think we're doing a good job, and you guys, the community especially, is kind of our lead marketing. You know, that's where we're trying to build sort of more organic marketing, if you will, less of the, you know, we don't want to pay to have a token banner or something like that. We want to actually like get people to use it, get people to understand Teller. And it comes from more of like an educational marketing perspective, you know.
Yeah, marketing is, it's just, I think people expect to see something like some crypto projects have like a marketing budget that's like $1 billion. And they do all kinds of crazy things. But you know, we do a lot of crazy things too. We don't pay influencers to shill Teller or anything like that. You know, it's different. We just do it different.
Yeah, and I think it's different too. Like, you know, if you look at, you have like some projects will go the route of paying influencers, paying to be on like these, you know, Coinbase banner, Binance banner, like CoinMarketCap banner, XYZ, and you see them all over the place, and it can help to pump the price initially if you do a big campaign like that. But ultimately, over the long run, it's actual usage and it's actual, you know, people coming in and figuring out how your product works. It becomes a stable part of the ecosystem, and then the price slowly goes up. I mean, you look at like, you know, Ethereum is obviously the best example of it. Like, you know, you have like the ETH killers, whether it's Cardano or Solana or something, they come and they have these big price spikes, you know, corresponding with their marketing pushes. And then before you know it, they're down 50% versus ETH. And same with, you know, for those of us that were here in 2018, you had, you know, the EOSs or the Tezoses of the world. And even no matter how much marketing you do, you can't beat Ethereum because you're just not getting the usage. Like it should, if you actually had the usage there, people would be, you know, you wouldn't need to market it. So that's like, of course you need, you know, maybe some bootstrap marketing at the beginning, but it shouldn't be much. It almost can come organically. And that's really where we want to focus.
Have you ever thought about Teller having its own blockchain?
Yeah, no, maybe in the future it will, if it makes sense. Who knows? The idea generally, like the problem with having its own blockchain is oracles. If you're on your own blockchain, now you need an oracle to talk to your own blockchain, because blockchains can't communicate with each other. So it gets really weird. You know, it's one of the problems. Like Witnet is actually trying to solve this, to where they have an oracle network, and they have their own blockchain sort of backing that whole thing. But it's like really hard sort of technical problems to then be able to bridge. So like if you witness something and you become like a reporter on your own blockchain, now you have to basically bring a proof that it happened on this blockchain and put it on Ethereum. Well, the problem with doing that is a lot of times like there's not really any way to do it without, you know, having like an Oracle system to bring it over. And if you do try and do it sort of programmatically, it can get really, really expensive. So like, you know, they had like some fancy, you know, Merkle roots of trying to hash out what actually happened on it, and it can work, and Witnet does sort of work at the moment. But if you want to use a mainnet Ethereum, the gas prices are just through the roof. So yeah, sorry if I'm misrepresenting Witnet. We do like those guys, and they're solving some good problems. But yeah, like it can get, using your own blockchain can actually make it worse of a user experience on a given chain. So maybe in the future.
We got a triple stack question here. One, any chance of reaching out to Ryan Matta for an interview to allow more exposure? I don't recall Ryan Matta. Does that ring a bell for anybody? We will.
No, but yeah, we can reach out to him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the second question was, he's looking for developers. I'm not sure how that fits in here, but we will broach that topic as well. Do you have anything planned for more exposure? I think we slightly touched on that, but essentially marketing in terms of when TellorX launches. For us, the focus is going to be education, because that's going to breed more users, which has a feedback loop. I think the education of the reporters is going to be kind of that next level tool of marketing that we didn't really hone in on for Teller 3. But I'm sure Sean and Mike have also been planning other marketing strategies. We just neither of them are on this call, so we can take that into.
We'll definitely continue the hackathons or sponsor hackathons. I think that really brings some exposure in terms of like builders and people that can actually use us. Yeah, so.
And I could be wrong, but I think what brings more exposure than anything is when like users want to come on board and use Teller, and we're seeing people who want to use Teller are reaching out in the Discord. So as we get integrated into more protocols, their communities will learn about Teller, and our community will learn about their community, and the community grows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was telling Brenda we should just airdrop to everyone who posts on our Discord or comes to a Zoom channel. We can just, it would be like, because like you could have it, so like we could do something like, I would want to do something fun like that, where like you do like a retroactive airdrop to like everyone who's been on a Zoom community call for the past year or something like that, and then it just join the Teller community calls and say something, and then you can get you guys to vote on it or something. So like you can do fun things like that when you have an Oracle, and you can just start sort of experimenting with what works to actually bootstrap a community and make it continue to grow. So yeah, fun ideas are welcome.
All right, last question on the forums is the how would Teller be beneficial in the metaverse?
Can it not be? Is this an option?
No.
I don't know.
What is the metaverse?
Facebook. Just kidding.
Yeah, nobody knows what it is yet, in my opinion. I mean, it's like a buzzword.
Well, I would imagine it's probably more like there's like the crypto voxels, Somnium space. There's metaverses that exist currently that have been around much longer than Facebook's name change. So just like the VR, walking around, interacting with NFTs.
Yeah. No, I think the bigger thing is going to be, like, I think oracles in general could have a role to play if you assume like let's say you are building this virtual reality world where people are in it, and you can have sort of items that are represented by NFTs, and then you get the item. Well, like, so some of these things could actually have real world implications. So like, if we are all walking around and I hand you this NFT that represents, let's say they're like NFL tickets or something like that, and I hand them to Brenda, and there should be an oracle or something that says like, oh, he actually gave them to you in real life too. It's not, he actually followed through. Or like, if you can go to a store, like if you imagine like a metaverse store, you can go and like you can place your order online, and then you'll need something that implies like, oh, they did ship it and they didn't just ship me the NFT QR code or something like that. They shipped the actual item that I ordered and it was good. And I think oracles will have a role to play in almost like policing the NFT connection to the real world. So.
All right, that does it for the Google Forms. We did have a question in the chat. What time will TellorX go online tomorrow? Tim said 1:40 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
And then I guess go ahead.
Yeah, but that's obviously like sometimes running a transaction on Ethereum can take a minute or two, so don't like.
Right.
Yeah.
Approximately.
Check.
And let's just open it up to the floor. And you got some. Seems like we got some newcomers on the call. If you guys have any questions you wanted to throw at us? Looking at you, Bintang, Urine Coin, Tamsy or Sean. Actually, that might be Sean Wallace. I'm not sure.
Cool.
All right. We will leave it there. Hey, Sean. Sorry.
If you guys don't have any questions, thanks for joining the call, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
And we'll see you next week.
All right. See you guys.